So part 1 and part 2, we're setting us up so that we can do part 3. We're going to be identifying angle pairs. So we're going to be finding different angles that match up together. So first thing I want us to look at here are interior angles. So we talked about interior. Remember we said that means inside. So these are going to be angles inside the parallel lines. Angles inside the parallel lines. So I'm going to draw some more parallel lines. And then we're still going to be having our transversal here. Okay, so angles inside the parallel lines are interior angles. Here's the interior, okay, because it's inside our parallel lines. So there are going to be 4 angles that are interior here. I see one here, I see one here, one more, just like that. So in pink, I've kind of highlighted where these angles are. There are 4 of them. These are interior angles because they're angles. Notice how they're inside these parallel lines. First thing we need to cover. Okay. So now, you could probably guess what's coming next if we talked about interior angles. Now we need to talk about exterior angles. So if interior angles are angles inside the parallel lines, exterior angles are angles outside the parallel lines. Okay, and maybe I'll do a vertical set to show you. Okay, so I've got my parallel lines here. Notice that this is inside. I want my angles to be outside. So over here, oh, I'll do it in blue. This is exterior, and over here is exterior. Okay, and we're gonna have 4 more angles here too. They're formed by the transversal. Okay, so here's an angle that's happening outside the parallel lines. Here's another one. I see one right here, and I see one right here. So again, there are 4 angles that are exterior angles. They're outside the parallel lines. So here's my parallel lines. They're on either side, okay? Interior is in the middle, exterior is outside. Okay, so we need to feel confident with that so that we can identify angle pairs. So the angle pairs that we're going to be identifying here, the first set is going to be alternate interior angles. So we're just kind of putting it all together here. So these are angles inside the parallel lines because they're interior. So they're inside the parallel lines, but there are a couple other things they need to be too. They are on alternate or opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and make a note. Alternate is kind of like opposite. So they are on alternate sides of the transversal. Remember, that's that line that cuts the parallel lines. Ooh, got cut off a little bit there. On alternate sides of the transversal. Okay, that's the second thing they need to be. One more piece. I put a little comma in there. It's hard to see. They are not adjacent, so they're not right beside each other. I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. So I've got my parallel lines, I've got my transversal, and I'm going to go ahead and label this kind of the way you would see it on like IXL for practice. So all I did was just label my lines and my transversal here. Okay, so I'm looking for alternate interior angles, and I'm looking for a pair, so that means 2. They have to be inside the parallel lines. So they need to be interior